Oh yeah, that one. So that is the dashboard. They go see the programs there where it's TTC programs. Then they go to application and simply apply. But they need to have the certificates and also TSC number. So once they do that, immediately they put the program code for the diploma, the system will accept. So, no, yeah, that one. So these are just some of the things to be aware of and be very alert. Please always make sure you're getting the right information. There's so many pages on Facebook, Instagram, and even WhatsApp groups that do not belong to us. Please, and sometimes and you're very sure that they're giving you the right information because yes, 90% of the time they're giving you the right information. That's 10% when they'll be misleading you out at you. Yeah, so please be very alert of these WhatsApp groups or Facebook pages or any other platforms that do not belong to us. Sorry, just back again. I think it's moving on its own. Then ask before if you're not sure of something, make sure you ask. If you're applying at a cyber, make sure you are there. Sometimes you leave these processes for the cyber attendants. I get most of the WhatsApp inboxes from cyber attendants. Sasa nikimuuliza swali kidogo tu ananiambia ngoja mwanafunzi arudi nitakwambia. So they're not, so it means you've left them with even your login details. Which is very, very dangerous sometimes. And recently a student was telling me kuna mtu anaingia kwa portal yangu akicancel transfer zangu sijui ni nani. And this is not possible even unless umemwachia mpaka message yako ya M-Pesa pia. Because they cannot change if they don't have your M-Pesa message. So please be very, very careful. Make sure ni wewe ndio una login, you monitor the process. Once you're done, log out, na make sure log strangers to apply for you kwa hizo WhatsApp groups. And we've had even a few cases of students who have been conned. Wametuma 1,500 and in the next few days the number is unreachable. Please be very, very careful. And in case you need help, you can visit us in those Huduma centers. You can move to the next slide. We are in regional Huduma centers, but again, in any Huduma center you walk into, they normally have contacts with us. So hata ukiingia Huduma ya Kwale, the center manager is in contact with us. Ya Taita Taveta, they always reach out to us. Better go to Huduma centers to get help from there than any other, unknown cyber. Thank you very much. I think I'm done with my presentation. Those are our contacts, email, Facebook, Instagram, and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Nawar. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much. Now, this is very important information. I'm really glad that we are getting to hear directly from the sources and not from a cyber person or hearsay or your neighbor. Someone who went ahead of you, because the process is consistently changing, becoming more efficient every day. So thank you so much for just taking your time to come and explain this to us. But it's not fair that only the people who are in this room to get to hear this information. And that is why Hatua Network has done a live stream on their YouTube platform. I want all of us, whether you have data bundles or you don't, we have Wi-Fi, and that's the password right there. Just go ahead and share this on your WhatsApp, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Twitter. Is it Twitter or Twitter? Depending on who was your teacher of English. Yeah, go ahead and just share this and tag Hatua Network at Hatua Network at KUCCPS at Helb at Mombasa County. Hashtag HEF_forum, hashtag Hatua Network. So let's just go ahead and do that. And in a minute, as people are sharing, let me see those smartphones that you have. Just show me. Just show me. Where are they? Hey, let me see them. All right. Now, you have a neighbor sitting. I want you to just take that phone that you raised and the one that you did not raise, and take a selfie with the people sitting next to you. Seeing this, we are telling people we are here. As we share the live stream link, we are also saying we are on ground and we are doing this. So go ahead, just take a selfie and share that. It's very important kusema uko wapi, uko na akina nani na unafanya nini kwa nini. go ahead and just share that on your social media and say we are here at the HEF Forum at Bandari Maritime. So that if someone sees it in good time, they're able to make it here. And if they are not, those who are watching this live stream, they're also able to get this information in real time. All right, just a minute. Let's go ahead and share that. All right, now I think we are getting ready to hear from our next speaker. Our next speaker is from Helb. And I think people were setting expectations at the beginning. And Helb is, I think everyone that has gone through university in Kenya, almost everyone has had an experience with Helb. I was just remembering, I was having a conversation with Margaret at the lounge, and I was telling how my experience was, okay? When I was applying for help, you had to attach a barua ya kadhi or a pastor, and then you attach barua ya chief, and then you attach barua ya mzee wa mtaa, alafu unaweka barua ya mzee wa nyumba kumi, alafu unakuja unaweka advocate assigned, like it was a whole process that you had to work. And some people, so many people are not relating, and a few people are nodding and smiling. We can tell how old you are. We know how old you are, you know. So it used to be a very tiresome process, and you would carry physical papers, and you have to attach everything and take it to Anniversary Towers in Nairobi. So you can imagine, for me, I had to toka from my village. Sitawambia ni wapi. You're already judging me already by my age, so I'm not telling you where I'm from. So I had to toka huko kwa village and take my paper, and she was telling me all that has changed, and I'm like, what do you mean? And that is what we are here to get to understand. Because if someone asks me the procedure, I would tell them what I went through, right? That is why we are having this forum, to just get to update you what is currently happening. And it's a very good thing that HELB is making now, the HEF is making it a very efficient process, very seamless, and mostly online, or so Margaret will tell us. So ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, help me bring Margaret Randa to the stage to get to speak about HELB and take us through the procedure of application and what that means for us today. Let's give her one more round of applause. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Margaret Randu from Higher Education Loans Board, and I'm based at Mombasa. I will be here with you. In fact, I'm having my colleague here, Nawar, huwa tuko pamoja pale Huduma Center. She's a very good colleague. Okay, so today I'm here to talk about HELB and what has changed so far. Maybe there's anyone who maybe doesn't know what HELB is, what it does, where you can get services for help, or you all know where you can reach us. Okay, first I'll begin with HELB is a statutory body, and it was established in 1995 by an act of parliament. And its main objective is to offer finance to students in higher institutions, just like the degree students, the college students. When we talk about the degree students, we talk about those in universities. And when we talk about the diploma certificate, we talk about those in TVET institutions. And for TVET, we have those institutions that are funded and those that are not funded. So TVET institutions funded by HELB are those under the Ministry of Education. Okay. Like I've said, HELB offer finance to universities and colleges. In universities, we have public universities and private universities. And for TVET, I've said that we help fund those institutions under the Ministry of Education. And then we have partner funds like the KMTC, CASNEP, and the Kenya School of Law. So if you are placed in KMTC, no worries. Help is there and you will be sorted. If you are doing a CASNEP course like the CPA, no worries. Help is there, you will be sorted. Sources of finance aid for university or college students. We have parents, I'm a guardian. We have harambes. We have bank loans. We have county, those CDF funds. We have harambes, maybe kwa kijiji, unaweza fanya harambee, then you'll be sponsored to the university or college. And then we have government scholarships and loans. This is the main thing why we are here, right? And then for higher education financing solutions, scholarships and loans, we have TVET, undergraduate, and for salaried. But for today, I'll talk about the TVET and the undergraduate. For TVET, we have loans and scholarship. Scholarship, interest huwa ni 4%. Both undergraduate and TVET, interest huwa ni 4% on a reducing balance. Sawa. Aya, repayment period huwa ni 10 years. Both TVET and undergraduate. We have government funding agencies. Hapo tuko na State Department of TVET, yenye huwa inawapea scholarships. We have the university funding, yenye pia inapea scholarship to those in universities when wanafanya degree course. And then we have HELB, which offers loans. Sawa sawa. Okay, under the government agencies, tumesema the State Department offers scholarship for TVET students, and for university funding, it offers scholarship for students in universities, and then HELB in offer tuition fee. That is loan only. Sawa sawa. Then there's a question before we had started, someone had asked the difference between HEF and HELB. HELB, the difference is HELB offers loan only, but for HEF, it combines both loan and scholarship. So under HEF portal, when you're applying, you apply for scholarship and loan. Hapo huwa ni vitu mbili. Hapo kuna university funding and then there is HELB. So ni watu wawili wamekuja pamoja. Mmenielewa? Aya. How to receive funding? But I think this one I'll take it later. Let me go to application. Okay. The requirements for application. If you have an ID, that's fine. If you do not have an ID, it's also fine because you both qualify to apply. For those without IDs, you use KCSE index number. So ni lazima uwe uko na hiyo KCSE result slip. And then, if you are above 18, then you use your ID. So those are the two requirements. First, kabisa, you have not yet opened the portal. You have your index number for minors, those without IDs. And if you have an ID, then uko na ID kwa mkono. Sawa sawa. And then we have the requirements, a valid email address. Do not use another person's email address. Because that email, once you use that email, any information that will need to communicate to you, it will be going through that email. So maybe you do not have an access to that email, you use your relative email address. So that person ndo mwenye atakuwa anaona messages zako. Maybe you have been told there is something that you did this and you have to correct, but you are not able to access that information. Because that person akona anaweza kukuambia ama akose kukuambia. That's why you are required to use a valid email address, and it must be yours. And then we have the KCSE result slip, that is the index number. For those without IDs, tunatumia KCSE index number. And then the national ID for those with IDs. And then we have bank details, phone numbers registered under your ID. For those without IDs, kama unataka kuapply, you are placed by groups, it means you will get scholarship, loan, and upkeep, right? So for upkeep, kama hauna ID, then you'll have to open a junior account, either Postbank, KCB, or Equity. So usiseme, because I do not have an ID, so where will I get my upkeep? Just go and open a junior account from Postbank. And then, birth certificate for those without IDs. We have copy of sponsorship letter that those students who are sponsored in Form 4 in high school. Tuseme in Equity Wings to Fly, the Ministry of Elimu Fund, those ones. So if you are sponsored in high school, make sure during application you provide that information. There's a tab there where you will upload that sponsorship letter, and then copy of for parents and guarantors. For parents, what is needed is their ID numbers and their phone numbers. Phone numbers must be registered under their ID. For parents, if you maybe your parent is dead, maybe you are an orphan or one parent is deceased, you will be asked when you are applying, because I'll demonstrate on how to do the application. So when we reach the parents' details, that's where you will choose where you come from. Maybe from a single father, from a single mother, one parent deceased, both parents, you are an orphan, maybe you live with a guardian, unajaza hapo. So for those, maybe you are, both parents are deceased, you'll be required to upload the certificate. And then for guarantors, for any loan, you must have a guarantor. And help loan, you must have 2 guarantors. A guarantor ni mwenye ako willing kukuguarantee in case of anything happens. Sawa sawa? Okay, so this is how to do the application. First, if you do not have an ID, you when you go to the portal www.help.co, itakuletea that thing. Itakuuliza, do you have an ID or not? So if you do not have an ID, you say no. Once you say no, it will populate. You enter your KCSE index number, the exam year, your first name as the KCSE result slip. Once you have done that, you validate. I'm demonstrating for those without IDs. Sawa sawa? Once you have filled all the details, KCSE index number, your first name as the KCSE result slip, there's that tab validate. You click on validate. It will take you to that platform where it will populate your name as the KCSE result slip. Then you'll be required to enter your email address. That's why you are required to enter your email address, not another person's email, and it must be valid. Yani it's functioning. And then you enter password, so you will choose the password that you want. You confirm your password, you confirm you are human, those characters there, and then you click on register. Once you click on register, there is a link that will be sent to your email. Maybe you have a Gmail, ama it's a Yahoo account. So there's a link that will be sent to your email. You just go back to your email, utapata your message. There is a sentence telling you activate account. So you just click on activate account. Once you click on activate account, it will take you back to this platform. So you will just enter your email and password. Instead of clicking on register, you click on login. So once you log in, itakuletea you validate your phone number. If you have an ID, the phone number that you will enter there must be registered under your name. Sawa sawa. So once you put your phone number, you validate. There is a code that will be sent to that phone number. You enter that code, then itakupeleka kwa the Helb application platform. So after you have entered the code, you verify your phone number, itakuleta hapo. Your first name, your middle name, your last name, hizo zote zimepopulate because you have already done the registration, so your details have already picked from the system. Sawa sawa. Then you'll be asked those questions: the region, your drop down, you select. Gender, you select. Are you employed? You select. Are you a person with disability? You select. Marital status, the level of education. After that, you save. Once you save, you come to my profile. Do you see that after loan application, up or drop down? My profile. So once you click on my profile, it will take you to the 6 stages. There's the personal information where you fill your county of birth, your box number, your constituency, where you come from, your sub-location, location, the village. And then you upload your passport size. If you do not have an ID, you upload birth certificate. For those with waiting cards, you also upload your waiting card. You are done with step 1, save. Once you save, you go to residence. So residence, it will ask you about your nearest primary school, box number here, you'll be asked there, you fill for residence. Once you are done, you save. You go to education details. So here is where the problem comes in for those doing application. You see that education tab, you only enter primary details, save. Secondary details, save. So for primary details, sometimes huwa haina shida, but for secondary details, unaweza pata mtu ameweka the wrong index number. So once you put wrong index number, hiyo ni index number ya mtu mwingine. Sawa sawa. So the system itakuweka, maybe you are placed by cooks, but because you have provided wrong information, inakuweka kama self-sponsored, because I recognize ile number yenye umeweka pale because it's wrong. So we normally tell students, just do this application by yourself. In case uko na shauku, maybe you are not sure of what you are doing, just visit our office at Mombasa Huduma Center and we'll get assistance. Because maybe a cyber guy amekujazia, ameona kabisa ni self-sponsored, na umempelekea paka barua ya KUSP. Inaonesha you are placed by KUSP. So you qualify for loan and scholarship. So system ikikuweka kama self-sponsored, it means there is no scholarship. Ukishamaliza the 6th step pale, complete profile, the drop down haina scholarship, inakuletea loan only. So utapata mtu ni government sponsored, but sasa system imemweka kama self-sponsored. Ukiangalia what happened, ukirudi to education details, ndo unapata hizo errors zenye zilifanya, the mistakes zenye zilifanya. You ask the student, so what happened? Nakwambia, oh, I went to the cyber, I gave the cyber guy my information and then I left. So when I came back, he told me everything is okay. I checked my email and I found that my loan application has categorized me as public university but self-sponsored. Unaona sasa? So it means tunarudi tena to the application, redo the application. Tunaanza tena, we delete the education details and everything, we start afresh. Tunajaza, and then once you fill the correct information, you see on the institutional part, ile huwa kama uko placed by CUPS hata haina kazi ngumu, because once you click on institutional details, maybe you are placed in Egerton, Bachelor of Education Arts. Ukiclick to institutional details, itakwambia, hey, Mary, you are placed in Egerton University, course Bachelor of Education Arts, your course code imekuandikia hapo. So yours is to confirm, is that information correct? Once you confirm it's correct, unaendelea kujaza. Itakuitisha tu the admission number, the current year of study. Maybe kuna yule mwenye first time they didn't apply for help, but anataka hiyo funding in year 2 or year 3. So pale itakuuliza your current year of study. So you will specify. If it's first year, you enter first year. If it's second year, you specify. Sawa sawa. Ukimaliza institutional details, you save. You go to parent details. So under parent details, that's where I've stayed. Upon you select the family you come from. We have the single mother family, the single father family. So wewe ndo select pale kwa drop down mahali umefit. Kama ni single father, there is a form yenye uta download from the portal. Your father will have to fill his details, and wewe applicant uta fill details, and then you take that form to a magistrate, ama commissioner of oaths, akweke stamp to certify kwamba it's true you are from a single father family or single mother family. So once you make your stamp, you come back to the portal, you scan that document, una upload. Ukisha upload, umemaliza, save. Unaweka hizo details za baba sasa, admission number, phone number, and everything you verify. Your parent will get a message telling them, so and so, amekuweka wewe ni mzazi wake. There is this code, imetumwa hapo. So, aki-accept, anakuregesha that code. Akisha kutumanishia, unaiweka hapo kwa parent. Kuna mahali imeandika verify code. Ukiclick, ukienter hiyo code, ndio sasa umeconfirm hizo parents details. Umesave. Sawa sawa? Haya, unaenda the 6th step, complete profile. So, hiyo 6th step ndio huwa kuna shida. Because once you mess hapo kwa education details, ukifika complete profile, maybe uliplesiwa na CUPS, but kuna vitu zenye zimeenda vibaya hapo. Ukienda complete profile, instead ikuletee both loan and scholarship, ama scholarship only. Kuna some people wenye huwa hawataki loans, they just want scholarship. So itakuletea tu tabia loan only. Unaona? So once you submit loan only, na wewe ni mtu mwenye unafaa kuqualify for scholarship, then unajua sasa hapo kuna itakuwa sasa haija kunini vizuri. So you'll have to ask, why is it that I'm placed by CUPS, I'm supposed to get both loan and scholarship, but the portal is only showing help only. So ukiona hivyo, don't submit. Once umecomplete the 6th step, imekuletea tu loan only and you qualify for both loan and scholarship, do not proceed. Just visit our center, ama you can call, unaweza tuma email, we have our official email. Unatuma email ukiulizia what happened, I'm trying to apply, but the system is placing me as I'm qualifying for loan only instead for both loan and scholarship. So tutaangalia shida iko wapi, and then you'll get assisted. Sawa sawa. So under the 6th step, once you have chosen is it scholarship, both loan and scholarship, or loan only, ama scholarship only, for those qualifying for both, you submit. Once you submit, you'll get a form for scholarship. Immediately you click on submit button. There's a form ya scholarship itaingia direct kwa email yako. So hiyo form ikiingia, ukisha submit, umepata form ya scholarship, it will take you back to the portal. So inakurudisha hapo. No, the 6th step inakaa hivyo. Hiyo drop down. loan and scholarship, loan only and scholarship. So once you click submit, scholarship imeenda, inakuregesha tena kwa help portal. So hapo kwa help portal itakuambia sasa una apply, is it diploma? Diploma sahi tunaita level 6. Yeah, you are applying for level 6, ama you are applying for level 5, ama you are applying for level 4, ama it's an undergraduate application. You open that application. Kuna some financial literacy test lazima ufanye hapo. Kuna maswali utaulizwa, cause lazima tujue kama unajua help ni nini, ndio sasa uweze kuproceed. Sawa. So once you fill the finance literacy test, you complete your process, itakuitisha sasa part ya guarantors. Guarantors ni wawili. Mtu yoyote mwenye ako ready na ako na ID can be your guarantor. So ukimaliza kuweka guarantors, na guarantors pia utaitishwa namba ya simu and their ID numbers. Because once you select, let's say you have selected I as the guarantor, na maybe sijui umenichagua, maybe uko na ID number yangu ama you have my phone number. So our system, once you place me as your guarantor, you have entered my ID number and my phone number, I'll get a message confirming so and so has placed you as a guarantor for help, kuna code imetumwa. So kama it's true nimekubali kukua your guarantor, then I'll send back the code to you through SMS ama na ku WhatsApp ama na ku call na kuambia this is the number. Ukishanipea the code na iweka hapo na verify hiyo part ya guarantor. That is guarantor 1. So once I verify, imesave first guarantor. Tunaweka details for the second guarantor. Second guarantor pia the same ID number and phone number. Pia yeye atapata the message confirming that so and so has placed you as a guarantor. Sawa sawa. Anakutumanisha ile code. So code ukiweka pale umesha verify. So it means huyu mtu amesema yeye ako ready kukua guarantor wako. You verify the guarantors details, 2 guarantors, you are done. Tunaenda payment details. Haya. Under payment details, wale wenye wako na IDs, you have 2 options. Bank or M-Pesa. For M-Pesa, make sure you use line yenye iko registered under your ID. Bank pia the same. Usitumie bank account ya your dad, your mom, your sister, your cousin, no. Just use your details. Because by the end of the day, hii loan ni yako na wewe ndio utakuja baadaye ulipe. So, let's say umeweka details zenye si zako, bank details za sister yako, na yeye apate hiyo upkeep. Itakusaidia. Maybe hata kupatia. So make sure you use your details. For payment details, make sure you use your own details. Once you are through with the payment details, inakwambia finish. There is that tab, the last tab, kabisa, finish. So you click on finish. Ukisha click on finish, inakuleta hapo. So before you click to submit, you see that information over there. Dear so and so, you have applied as school student at Tomboya with admission number, blah, blah. Tuition fees will be sent to Tomboya University. In case this is not correct, edit the institutional details. So before you submit, what to prepare that information, you confirm everything if it's correct. Once you have confirmed it's correct, then you click to submit. Ukisha click to submit, then you get another form. See, the first one ilikuwa sasa tumesubmit, ikaenda ya scholarship. Now tukamalizia process ya loan. Sasa ya loan tumefika this step, click to submit. Ukisha submit, unapata another form. Sasa hiyo ni ya loan. So when you wanna qualify for both loan and scholarship, you get 2 forms. One for scholarship and the other one for loan. Umeshamaliza application yako. Sawa sawa. The do's and don'ts during scholarship and loan application. Kuna hiyo ya kwanza kabisa, do not use another person's email. Yani information yenye unatumia hiyo application tu information yenye natumia ikuwe yako, whether bank details, phone number, hizo zote zikuwe ni vitu zenye ziko under your name. Sawa sawa. And then we have usishe M-Pesa pin yako. Kuna wale mtu anasema this is my colleague, this is my friend, because you see there is this we have USSD code, that's 642#. Na mostly huwa anaona students wakifanya hivyo. Anakuja anasema so and so is my friend, hata amenipea namba yake, amenipea line yake iko kwa simu yangu. Yeye hakuweza kukuja but ameniambia nikuje, I do subsequent application for him or for her. So unaona sasa utakuwa umempea pin yako. So once akijua pin yako, do you know wakati wa ku withdraw upkeep anaweza toa pesa yako bila wewe kujua. Na ni rafiki yako. So do not share your M-Pesa pin, do not share your bank account. Hizo vitu zo do not share. Hizo zikuwe tu personal. Sawa sawa. And then ukisha apply, maybe umeitwa ufanye Bachelor of Arts. Umefika pale, umeangalia ukasema hii Bachelor of Arts sitaki, nataka nifanye Bachelor of Economics. Una change course. So once you change course, just alert us. Unakuja unatuambia I was placed in Moi University, niende nifanye Bachelor of Arts, but now nilipofika kule I changed to Bachelor of Economics. Ndio sasa tukubadilishie kwa system. Because if you do not tell us the current information about your course, the portal huwa inajua ile information yenye uliweka the first time. Sawa sawa. So in case of any changes, umechange institution, umechange course, just come to us. We do the changes and then kila kitu itakuwa sawa. Because ukichange institution and then kuja kutuambia ile pesa, tuseme umeitwa Moi ukaenda KU. System iko na details zako za Moi. So tuition fee itaenda wapi? Moi. Na wewe uko KU. So once ukifanya hizo changes unatuletea tu barua, useme hii barua yangu ya kufanya transfer from this institution to this one, ama hii ni barua ya kuchange course na tunakubadilisha. Sawa sawa. Application yetu iko paperless. Once umesha submit, umepata forms kwa email yako, then you are good to go. There's no need of printing. Ukishapata hizo forms, haina haja tu print. Like Madam has said, there was a time ulikuwa unapeleka kwa magistrate, chief, ama kadhi, ama pastor, anakusainia. But what about kuna wale wenye endi kanisani, hana pastor na hana kadhi. Wale walikuwa wanafaa kusainiwa na nani? So, hiyo part haiko. Sahihi hiyo part haiko. But kwa portal utaulizwa umetoka kwa religion gani. Religions ziko nyingi sana hapo. Kuna Buddhism, kuna Judaism, most of them, I know Christian and Islam. But hizo zengine siko familiar vile, but ziko. Sawa sawa. So wewe mwenyewe ndio utachoose uone umefit wapi. Sawa sawa. Aya. During applications, like I've said, ukifanya any changes, unafaa kuja utuambie. Ndio sasa tuende na the current information yenye uko nayo. Because utapata mwanafunzi maybe aliapply 2 months ago, disbursement ikafanywa, amepata wenzake wamelipwa, we are under the same batch maybe. Unapata mwenzako anakuambia upkeep yangu ya semester 1 imeshalipwa. Mko the same institution ama different institutions, mko friends. Mmepata the same batch. Anakuambia yake imelipwa. So kama batch number ni 6000 na wewe uko na batch hiyo 6000 na mimi niko hiyo 6000. So inafaa ikilipwa sinalipwa na mimi pia nipate. But maybe yangu haijapata. Akikuja tukijaribu kumhoji, so this batch was paid on this date and you are saying that haujapata the tuition fee. What happened? Ukijaribu kumhoji kwa ndani ndo anakuambia I changed institutions. Sikuwa niliitwa KU nikaenda Moi. Sasa tunaanza kurequest for rerouting from KU iregeshwe Moi. You see that process. So it's better ukibadilisha tu. ukuje tu useme mapema. Sawa sawa, ndo to avoid hizo. Wewe unangoja pesa, sisi tunajua tulikulipa, kumbe wewe haukuenda kule kwenye ulikuwa unafaa uende. And then after application, there was a question yenye imeulizwa concerning bands. Okay, for now we do not place students on bands. Once you apply, you just have to age. You'll be told the amount of household uta top up on your fees, but no how to place bands. Sawa sawa. So after umepata hiyo application yako umesubmit, tuna hizo steps. Inaenda step 1, registered. Registered inafaa ionekane kwa system. So once you submit, unaipea like some time and then itaonekana kwa system yetu. Step 1. Step 2, allocation process. And allocation process, hapo ndo utajua the amount of money yenye umepata on scholarship na loan. After allocation, we go to disbursement. Sasa disbursement ndio pale wenye wako government sponsored, tuition fee inagawanywa mara mbili, semester 1 and semester 2. Upkeep the same, semester 1 and semester 2. Hiyo ni disbursement. Ndio sasa utasikia mwanafunzi akwambia batch number yangu haijalipwa. Hapo sasa ndio huwa zimesha gawanywa hizo semester 1 na semester 2. Aya. After disbursement sasa ndio kuna kuja hiyo funds appeal. Funds appeal inakuja maybe change of family status. Let's say during application both parents were employed ama parent mmoja alikuwa employed. Sipolo uli provide information kwamba your parent is employed. Sawa sawa. Then all of a sudden your parent aka lose employment. So inafaa una appeal. Hiyo change of family status. Sawa sawa. So una appeal. During appeal, sasa uta state the reason as to why una appeal. Unasema during application my parent alikuwa employed but now hayuko employed. Ukisema hayuko employed, you'll be required to prove kwamba hana employment. Uta-attach hiyo barua. The appeal process ndio hiyo. Unaenda tu kwa portal, select reason for review, the reason for appeal, attach evidence. Evidence sasa ni hiyo, tuseme kama your parent was employed but aka lose employment, kuna ile barua, si ndio? Sasa you attach as evidence and then you submit online. Appeal pia iko paperless. Once you submit, ndio hivyo, sasa unasubiri. Sawa sawa. And then we have change of education details. Under education details, si tunajua courses ziko na different fees. Tuseme Bachelor of Arts ukachange ukaenda mambo na engineering. So fees za engineering huwa ziko more than the Bachelor of Arts, si ndio? So once ukichange hizo education details, unafaa ukuje na ukikuja kama una appeal, una attach hiyo the new fee structure hapo ya kuprove kwamba ulikuwa unafanya this course ilikuwa ni 120 but now course yenye unafanya ni 200,000. Una attach hiyo proof. Another reason for appeal, missed information during the first time application. Unapata maybe mtu alikuwa sponsored high school. And education details itakuuliza, were you sponsored in high school? Mtu wa cyber maybe hata haelewi. Anakuambia, anaweka no. Na submit application imeenda. Then baadaye disbursement imefanywa. Ndio ukarealize ukiangalia ile form yako, because once ukisha submit and then you download your form itakuonesha sponsorship no. Sasa utajiuliza, na mimi nilikuwa sponsored na Wings to Fly. How comes form inaniambia siko sponsored? Maybe mtu wa cyber ndo alikujazia? No. So utakuja hapo missed information during the first time application. Sasa ndio una attach ile barua ya kuonesha kwamba you are sponsored in high school. Una attach ile information yenye ulimiss kuweka hiyo time. And hapo pia missed information maybe disability. Ulikuwa unafaa uweke ile disability certificate. Yeah, nakuwekea tu watu huwa maybe yeye akona kama 10 people on the line wanataka kufanyiwa application. So whatever you provide your information na alafu mwachie hapo, yeye hatataka kuconfirm kwamba it's correct ama haiko correct. Atafanya na aende kwa mwingine. So maybe umempelekea hiyo barua disability letter, maybe haja upload, amejaribu kuupload, system imemwambia there is an error. Sasa yeye akaona hiyo ni kazi ngumu, acha tu niseme no disability. Ile form haitakuwa uploaded. So ukiappeal sasa ndo na attach your evidence. Sawa. Then you submit. Any other reason with financial implication on tuition fees? Tuseme sasa hiyo ya fee structure yenye imechange. Ilikuwa 120, sasa hii ni 200,000. So lazima uprove. And then your appeal. Once you have done your appeal, you can trace it on your portal. The same with the application. Unaweza trace application, track application yako through *642#. Ama utumie help portal ile www.help.co.ke. Ama you can come to you visit any Huduma Center yenye kona desk ya help. So far in Coast Province, tuko two Huduma Centers with help desk. That is Mombasa and Wundanyi so far. So in case of any inquiries, unaweza kuja pale Mombasa Huduma Center. You can send an email. You can send an email. Our official email is contactcenter@help.co.ke. We have Facebook page at help page. We have X page at help page. And then our official number is 0711 52 000. Currently, we are present in the following Huduma centers. We are in Mombasa, Makueni, Machakos. We are in Narok, Lodwar, Wundanyi, that is Taita Taveta, tuko Embu, tuko Meru, tuko Eldoret, tuko Nakuru, and then we have cyber Huduma centers zenye ziko na cybers. So our staffs wa cybers were trained on help. Kama kuna cyber yenye ko within Huduma Center, how staffs pia they can assist your application. But ukiona imekwama umeenda to the cyber na amesema hii haiwezekani, just come to our desk na utakuwa sorted. Sawa. That's it. Asanteni sana. Tunawakaribisha pale Mombasa Huduma Center. Msiogope. Don't say kuna long queue. Hapana, just come and you'll be sorted. We finance higher education. This year, we are saying, leaving no student behind. Come vile uko na tutakusort.
Thank you very much. Let's give her a round of applause. All right. Now, we will get to ask our questions, all right? In a few. But before we do that, allow me to kindly acknowledge the partners and sponsors that we have, who also have their tents out there. We have KCB Bank. A round of applause for KCB Bank. Absolutely, we have Kenyatta University in the building. Right, we have Star Institute of Professionals. We also have Nairobi Institute of E-Commerce. And we have Red Cross in the house as well. All right. Now, I want us to just warm up and stretch just a little, and then we'll get to not have the panel, but have the panel answer your questions. Because I understand you have so many questions that have evoked or have come up from the conversations, or rather the presentations you've been able to hear, and you'd want to ask them directly. So that's going to be your chance. But before we do that, I'll ask all of us to stand up. Let's stand up and stretch a bit. All right. Okay. Now, I want you to clap. Go ahead. I want you to snap with some swag. How do you snap with swag? Nice. All right. And then I want you to do this. So you do hands up. So you do. All right. Now, this is how I want us to do it. I want you to do this. Do you have some space with you? Ensure you have some space. And you can do what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. So I want you to do this. Show me your right hand. And then you go to the side. Show me. And then you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Show me. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other hand. And then you turn. And then you 1, 2, 3, 4. Show me. 1, 2, 3, 4. One last time you turn. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here's where we are going with this, all right? So you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You stop and you clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You stop with swag and you snap. You snap, all right? So let's try it. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You stop there fast, you clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. With swag, you snap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands up. All right. Now we'll put some music to this. And we see, wait. We're going to do it with some music. Now, before we put the music, let me ask you, so why were you doing that? Why were you clapping and snapping and you were exercising? Why? Because I said so. All right. What other reason do you have? But you certainly have a reason, right? Okay, give us the music. Are we ready? Are we ready? Aya, give us from the top. Just begin it. Sawa? Tumesahau. Ayaanzisha tena. Tumesahau sort instructions. We are doing 4, 4, 4, and then we clap, all right? Aya, sawa. Just snap. Okay. Just clap. Snap. All right, you can have our seats. All right. Yeah, I think we have some energy moving around. And that's the energy we want to proceed with in this next session of the forum. Now, You heard the questions that you kept on asking at the beginning of this session, and this is that time to ask them. But before we get to do that, allow me to introduce the panelists, the people who will be answering your questions and taking them, all right? Now, the first panelist, ladies and gentlemen, is a gentleman who is dedicated to ensure that learners from all walks of life get to access quality education in Mombasa County. He's none other than the Vocational Quality Assurance and Standards Officer, Education and Vocational Training Department from the County of Mombasa. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Davis Manyata as he joins me on stage. Let's keep clapping for him till he gets here. Thank you. My next panelist, ladies and gentlemen, is a lady. She graduated with first class honor in knowledge management from Future University in Sudan in the year 2013. She began her career as a teacher of computer studies and IRE. She served as a dean of studies and acting deputy principal at Nairobi Muslim Academy and joined KU CCPS in 2019, overseeing Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Taita, Taveta, and Lamu counties. She's also the author of 2 books, EWMT Manguruma and Our Role Models. She's a wife, a mother of 2, and a passionate education advocate. None other than Coast Regional Officer, KU CCPS. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Help me bring Nawar Hamad Mohammed to the stage. Come on. Right. My next panelist, ladies and gentlemen, not only champions financing higher education, but is also empowering students with opportunities. And her everyday work is to ensure that education is made accessible. None other than the health officer, Madam Margaret Randu. Come on, put your hands together. Help me bring Margaret to the stage. All right. And my final panelist, ladies and gentlemen, he is a gentleman, an experienced director who, with demonstrated history, working in the development space with a focus on youth education and the education sector. He is skilled in strategic planning, partnerships, fundraising, management, and leadership. He's a strong professional with a social innovation management and strategic management focused in social sciences from Amani Institute and Columbia University, respectively. He is the co-founder and director at Hatua Network, also an Obama Foundation scholar. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Peter Kwame Mwakio. Come on, put your hands together. Help me bring Kwame to the stage. Right. All right. And of course, my name is Masi Mbinda. This is for the online audience and those people who came in late. And I'm really, really honored to be getting to oversee and moderate this panel. Now, what I'll do is I'll set the stage. All right? So we'll just do a foundation, a warm-up. They will answer one question, and then we will give you a chance to ask any one of them any question. It's an Ask Us Anything panel. And this is your chance to just get to interact with the speakers and get to ask anything that they did not touch on or anything you needed clarity from the presentations they made. All right? Now, I think I'll need some help. Just help me get these mics across kindly. Thank you. All right. Now, I think I'd want to begin with Kwame right here, because at the core of this whole forum is Hatua Network that has brought us together and just organized this info session. But before we even talk about the info session and what we are having here, I think I would want you to maybe address. We have students here, we have parents who are online, and Hatua is coming in to address help with that.
Thank you, Mercy, for the question. Hamjambo nyote? Sawa sawa. So, why Atua is coming to address this issue is because of our position in the community and the kind of work that we do with the community, trying to provide equal access to education to all members of our community, regardless of their background. This has been an important concern for us because, as Daniel had shared in the previous year, 48,000 youths were not able to secure placements or were not able to access government funding so that they can pursue their education dreams. So this is the main concern why we are bringing together, the panelists, bringing together the relevant stakeholders in the industry, and also giving the community an opportunity to get to hear from them and get to learn on all available funding opportunities from the government, and importantly, how they can access those funding opportunities. So that's the sole reason why we are bringing people together for this session. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's a very amazing cause, and I thought you would clap at that. Right. Thank you, Kwame, for organizing this. Now, apart from Hatua Network and many other organizations that get to provide funding, we have scholarships in the county from like the county level. And Davis, I'd want to really understand, because sometimes we hear there are scholarships, there are bursaries, but people do not apply. And sometimes when they come to apply, it's either too late or disbursements have already been made. So maybe you can help us understand, how can students or even parents get timely and accurate information about funding opportunities that are available through the county?
Thank you, Mercy. Regarding your question concerning how students or parents can access the information concerning scholarship, we normally have different sub-county offices, whereby these sub-county offices are they are within the locals. So it is easy to get that information with much easy, rather than going back to maybe the main, our main headquarters that is now in Bima Towers. So the sub-county offices normally work, and we have the human resources in that sub-county offices. Thank you.
Thank you, Davis. Now, I think you spoke about, Margaret, you spoke about the common mistakes that students make when applying. But then we can never stress this enough. From your experience, what is that one thing that every other student and every other parent is coming to you guys and asking? And what is the answer to that question?
Okay. The most common information that parents and students come to ask, they ask, I do not have an ID, so do I qualify to apply? So most of the students are under 18. And they think because I'm under 18, then siwezi apply. Hapo ndo tunawambia, you qualify, you use your index number to do the application.
All right, thank you. And finally, Noah, you see, so many times we feel like our fate lies with KUCCPS. You have what you want, right? You have your passion and what you want to pursue, but then it almost feels like KUCCPS makes the choice for you, or eventually decides what path you're going to take. So help us understand, how does KUCCPS ensure that students are matched to programs that are aligned with their interests and strengths?
Thank you. Let me emphasize that COOPS does not select the courses for the students. as I had said earlier, that you have the choice of saying whether you wish to be placed to other programs or not as you're applying. So the whole process is purely dependent on the students' choices, but again, merits. So as the students are applying, while we're talking about the aspect of cluster weights and comparing them with the cutoffs, I think this is where most of the students still try to force choices maybe that they see they've already not met the cutoffs as required. Because yes, we understand that students have passion, and what I always advise students also during the career guidance programs is that your passion also does not have to be rigid. You should not be very rigid in that career, in the manner that if you're interested in the medical profession, there are a number of choices that you could make in the medical profession. If you're interested in engineering, maybe there could be something else that you could do. So you'd find that, for example, a student who has scored a C+, because of the, because this, in the first place, maybe let me just make it clear that these are students who are funded by the government. So as much as we also place, the government has to fund through Hef. So every career has limited capacities in every university. So we cannot go more than that. So for example, if we are talking about medicine, if there are only 800 students who can be funded by the government in medicine, we cannot go to even 801. So as the students are applying, the cutoffs are advising the students accordingly. So if already a student is, for example, qualified, you have a B plane in the 4 subjects that are needed for medicine, but you see that the cutoff, even for the least cutoff in that university, you'd find that it's at 43. And yours is 35. That already should be speaking something to you. So the students can opt for another medical course. It could be medical laboratory, it could be, health records, it could be anything else. So that is why we advise the students to choose wisely during the first process. Because once we come to the revisions and they've missed out on, like I had a case of a student who had a B+, went for medicine, pharmacy, and dental surgery. All of them, if you look at the placements this year, they were all taken by A students. Apart from dental surgery, which the last one was an A- student. So these students refused to listen. When it came to the first revision, even medical laboratory now, which I was advising him from the first choose, even that medical laboratory was already taken by so many universities. So it's very advisable to make wise choices when all the courses are available. So I would say maybe the fate still lies with the students, but they need to be very wise choices. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah, for that. All right. So this is where I throw the ball back to you. The reason I've brought them here is so that you can ask them questions. And we'll have people moving around the audience with microphones, just getting to pick questions. Do you have hands ready? Yes, please go ahead. Remember to introduce yourself and just get to ask your question. The question vanished. There's a hand right there.
Okay, good afternoon. Okay, my name is Lewis Rui. I'm a student in Bandar Maritime Academy, pursuing nautical science. So my question is, I've been hearing that Bandari was locked out of help, simply because it's the school is not under Ministry of Education. So my question is, do help consider us as a student? That's my question.
Okay, thank you for the question. In the previous years, like 2 years ago, we used to fund Bandari Maritime. Tulikuwa na 3 products: academic, proficiency, and competency. But in the like last year, applications were done, but unfortunately no allocation was made. So far, Bandari application is not yet in the process. Yes, we used to fund. Yeah.
All right. Before we get the next question from the audience, we have a question here from the YouTube live stream, and I think I'll direct it to Ms. Nawar. Someone asks, what if you're placed and the course placed, you're not satisfied with it?
Okay, there's always an option to transfer, which the institution transfer is ongoing. So we normally have two types of transfers. Either the student does an inter-faculty transfer within the institution that you've been placed, if you still want to remain in the same institution, or an inter-institution transfer. You can change the university and the course, but again, you need to meet the cutoff. During the application, students were comparing the cluster weights with 2023 cutoffs. During the transfer, we are comparing them with 2024 cutoffs. Because for you to even be accepted by the university, you should have at least passed the last student who was placed this year. Because again, that is placement on merit, so you need to have passed the cutoff so that you can consider transferring to that institution.
Thank you. We have another question. Right here, we have a hand right here, and a hand at the middle.
Good afternoon. My name is Justus Moremi. I have a Bachelor of Degree in Tourism Management. So my question goes to the Atua. And I have seen in your website that you have internship programs. So I was asking, someone with my background apply, and if yes, you give me the procedure or the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice. The definition of seeing an opportunity and running with it.
Thank you for your question, and being proactive and exploiting opportunities when they present themselves. Yes, we do offer internship, but I'll have to be honest with you. It is important for you to take internship that is relevant to the course that you're pursuing. As a non-profit organization and you a student of tourism, there's a huge disconnect, in your career path and what we can offer, as an internship opportunity for you. So I'll advise you to look for companies that are mainly focused or preliminarily work in the tourism sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Kwame. We have a hand at the middle. Before we get to hear that question, there's a question here that I think I'd want to address to Margaret. Someone asks, can you be funded in master's and PhD courses?
Yes, we have GLMISHE application and the TRF, Training Revolving Fund, for those under the ministry, maybe police service, county government, or wanna apply under the TRF. And the GLMISHE is for everyone when you're salaried.
Thank you. And I think I'd also want to extend the same question to Kwame, because someone might be wondering whether they can, be funded by Hatua as well.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Hatua, we do not fund master programs. Our intake is only, it used to be when students graduate from primary and they're joining secondary, and then we'll work with them 4 years of high school and another 4 or 5 years into university according to their courses. Good news is this year our intake will be at secondary level. So for those who are candidates, those who are sitting for their KCSE this year, we'll be rolling out an application next month in September, and we are hoping to identify a couple of students that you're going to sponsor into university. And we'll work with them for the 4 years or 5 years of university, depending on the course that they'll be pursuing, and then they'll also benefit from our alumni program.
That's why you clap, guys. Thank you, Kwame. I just want to also extend the same question to Davis. and maybe there are opportunities from the county level on the same.
Okay. At the county level, we normally offer scholarships at secondary schools. And also, in matters concerning giving a scholarship on those high-level entries, they are normally given, but there are not many. Thank you.
Thank you, Davis. All right, we have a question right at the middle.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Lukman from International Journal of Languages and Professional Studies. This is a school age standard at TVETA, and my question goes to Davis. Davis, we have many courses age standard at TVETA, and an example of International Jamia, we offer different courses. We have business courses, we have the skills courses. So an example of the county government, you usually fund just the skills courses. Why is it that you neglect the other courses, also the under TVETA, and they are also very important?
Thank you. In sponsoring the skills course, we normally sponsor courses which are hands-on, and mostly we normally deal with public institutions. And when it comes to private institutions, we normally, you have to come up so that you have an MOU with the department, so that if those courses qualify, then we can send students in that institution.
Just to ask, what are the qualifications?
First of all, the institution must be registered with the TVETA. Yeah.
Thank you. There's a hand at the far right of the room. Kindly let's get the mic to them. But before we get to hear that question, there's another question here. And I think Nar, you'd be able to answer this better. Dillian asks, with a grade of D plane and you have a passion in medicine, can you pursue? And maybe you want to tell us the funnel of how this person can pursue that passion.
With a D plane, okay, you'd find that a number of courses, especially the ones offered at KMTC, the minimum requirement is a D+, and that is for just like 3 certificate courses. The rest, the requirement is a C-. So the student could still do maybe a certificate course at a TVET institution, maybe in community health or anything else, lab technician or anything that is related to the health sector. Then once maybe they complete that certificate course, they can see how they can upgrade maybe to another certificate course first in KMTC. KMTC have their own way of upgrading. Through the COOPS portal, it might be a bit tricky. But if they have a related course, then they can go there. Also, maybe just to mention that also this is outside the COOPS portal. Again, KMTC also have short courses that they offer on their own. That's a number of them they still accept with a D. Others, I think they even go to lower than that. There are short courses which take like 3 months, others up to 6 months, so they can still start there. Then, so long as they're in KMTC, they will have their own way of upgrading from there.
Thank you, Nawar, and we hope, Dillian, you get to just pursue your passion. Let's get to hear that question.
Okay, thank you. My name is Job Barasa from Start Grow Microfinance Bank. Thank you. I want to appreciate the panelists, and also maybe just to say, just as Mercy, you know, me and Mercy, we've suffered. We used to run around with papers manually. But then today for you guys, it's much easier. Now, mine, I'll direct it to Mr. Davis. It's about the capitation. I really want to find out, initially, when the national government was funding these TVET institutions, the capitation used to be more or less from around 21 to 22,000. You've talked about 15,000. I mean, what changed in between there, that gap of 7,000? Do you think it's affecting these students? And then number two, if you look at these vocational institutions, if you go to those institutions, okay, for example, the BOG staff, they're not paid on time, maybe they'll not even be paid. But then the funding is there, the capitation is there. You find maybe, it's called what? These materials for the instructional materials are not for the students. What efforts have you people made? Because to me, I'm not seeing, in fact, it will be, I always feel, as much as devolution is good, sometimes I feel that we need to go back to the national government because there's always a problem somewhere there. Finally, there's another question to Madam, it's Margaret, I think, so. You've said about the student registering, using birth certificate and all that. Then at the end of your presentation, I heard you are so serious, you say, make sure you register the number with your M-Pesa. It should be your what? Name or your phone number. Now, this person, this student or this child does not have an ID. You're insisting it must be in your name.
For the question, I've said that on the payment details, if you have selected M-Pesa, then the number must be registered under your name. But for those without IDs, wanatumia junior account. So hiyo ya M-Pesa iko registered under applicant ID kama akona ID. For those without IDs, payment details ni junior account. So hapo hakuna namba ya M-Pesa yenye anaweka.
Davis, please go ahead.
Okay. On issue concerning capitation, initially the capitation and the national government, when we joined the government, it was still 15,000. So after devolution, the same amount is the one which is being given by the county government. And on matters concerning this capitation also is covering the materials which trainees use in practicals, and also it captures also the writing materials. Now, when it goes to complaint concerning how BAG staffs are remunerated, the county government made an effort of still employing other staffs from the BOG, and also they are still considering, the department is still pushing for the ones which are still on BOG terms to be employed by the county government. So that one, I think, will sort out the issue of delay payments of these staffs. Thank you.
Thank you, Davis. We have two questions right here.
Good afternoon. So my name is Fatma. My question is, for a person who has scored a C plane in KCC, do this person allowed to apply for any university, or is only allowed to join the TVET and colleges?
Okay, so C plane is a grade for a diploma, TVET college, or you could do it at a university, because there are universities that are offering TVET courses. So it would be your choice. But again, in terms of funding, only TVET institutions, the colleges now, the ones that I was mentioning, polytechnics, TTIs, TVCs, ISTs, those ones are the ones that are being funded fully in form of both scholarship and loan. But if you opt to do TVET at a university, then you have to do it as a self-sponsored student. Why? Because I'm sure people might ask why also. Of course, these are directives and all that, but the universities are already being funded for their degree programs. So also to ensure that the TVET institutions are covered as well, that is why you'd find that they are being funded. But again, it's a student's option. You could wish to do it anywhere, depending on your budget.
Thank you. There's another question right there.
Habari ya jioni. Mimi ni msasi. Sijasikia kuna msasi ameongea hapa, lakini nimekuja kama msasi kurepresent my grievances kwa watoto wangu. Niko na watoto wawili university, mmoja JKUAT, mwingine Dedan Kimathi University. Now, hii wakati nisikia hatua nilikimbia hapa kwa sababu nilitaka usaidizi wa hatua at the same time from KUSSIP. Niko na mtoto Dedan Kimathi University, Mechanical Engineering, whereby aliwekwa band 4, of which I'm unable to pay the fee, whereby is government sponsorship, anapata ERIP at the same time scholarship. After deduction, whereby the school fees is 355,000. After deduction, you get the parent, you are supposed to pay 97,000, of which I'm unable. Huyu mtoto aliingia September 2023, whereby up to this moment, I may remain as a first semester, ndio nilimaliza school fees, ingine imenisinda, kwa sababu yule mwingine anamlipia, at the same time huyu imenisinda, anadefer mpaka this time, anatakikana kuripoti mwezi wa 5 next year, fila alidefer. Nikamwambia, aliabil from that band, there is no any information, hiyo inaenda kwa KUSSIP, munisaidie hiyo abil. At the same time, nilikuwa naomba hatua, kama itaweza nisaidia huyo mtoto, kwa vile niko nao watoto wawili, kama mtaweza nisaidia any kind of help, huyo mtoto aendelee masomo, kwa vile naona kama anaenda ku drop out. Yeah, that's my question.
Margaret, you can pick that up.
Okay, asante sana. For the student mwenye aliwekwa band 4 the previous year, aka-appeal the first time, haikwenda through. They were given another opportunity ya ku-appeal. Another appeal was opened and they were given an opportunity to do the re-appeal. And then, kama bado haijaenda through, advise the student to apply for subsequent. The subsequent application is ongoing. Deadline is on 31st of this month. So tell the student to do the subsequent application. After allocation, appeal window will be open and then fill another appeal form. Sawa sawa.
To answer the second part of your question, as I mentioned earlier, Hatua's intake is only at when the students are joining after they completed Class A. That was previously. This year will be once they graduate from high school. For your case, I have to be honest, we only take students during the application period. But for your case that the student is already in university, the best we can do is for you to fill in an inquiry form. That means that when we have a student in the same year as your child who is not progressing in our program, maybe has dropped out because of, it could be any case, then we'll have an opening that will be looking at filling. And we normally go back to the inquiry forms to identify students who are the same stage, and then we can replace them. But this is very rare because we rarely drop students off our program.
Thank you, Kwame. There's another question there, but there are a couple of questions I have over here, and I just want to put them together because some of them are related. There's a student who wants to pursue accounting and CPAs. There's another one who also wants to pursue foreign languages. And both of them are asking, can help give funds for these courses?
For CASNEP, the application is open, anaweza apply, and then the other course, kindly.
CPA, you've spoken about, CASNEP.
Yeah.
Foreign languages?
No.
All right, okay. There's another situation here. What if the death certificate of the parent gets lost? How does someone go about it while applying?
Okay. Maybe if you have the burial permit, it can serve the purpose, the burial permit.
Thank you. We can hear that question. Yeah, and then there's one at the far back as well.
Good
And there's another
afternoon.
one there.
My name is Popo, and I did my Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Religious Studies at the University of Nairobi. And right now I want to go pursue my master's in September. So my question is HELB application allowed for students who want to do masters? And if yes, is the application process the same as those taking a degree program? And is one granted to get the HELB application, as in, is one granted to get the HELB after application, or do they have a, do they prioritize certain courses at the master level?
Okay, if you are grading to master's or PhD, for master's and PhD, you must be employed, because one of the requirements is your pay slip. The application process is the same with the undergraduate or the TVET application, because you just go to the portal, do registration, but on the employment details, you will select you are employed. Instead of no, you say yes. So once you say yes, the requirements now changes. You'll be required to provide your admission letter, your KRA PIN, your pay slip, guarantors, 2 guarantors, but salary. So hapo kuna changes. Employed, guarantors must be employed, the applicant too must be employed.
All right. Now I have so many questions for you, Margaret. You might want to pop that bottle open. But maybe I'll ask you one and then we get to hear that. I hope it's not yours. Right, there's a student saying they recently applied for transfer 3 weeks ago, but the transfer is at endorsement in releasing institution and has been stuck there for 2 weeks, and the portal is about to close. What can this student do? And also answer, when is the portal closing?
Okay, the deadline for first-time application and subsequent application is on 31st of this month. And for those who did transfer, has the student that maybe he applied with the previous institution, or he is yet to apply?
He already applied.
He already applied?
Yeah.
Peer loan?
She says she applied for transfer 3 weeks ago, but the transfer is at endorsement stage and it's stuck there.
Mercy, I think that is directed to COOPS. It's the inter-institution transfer, whereby after a student applies for a transfer, for example, from TUM to KU, then KU endorses it first. So that is the receiving institution. Then TUM now is the releasing institution that has to release the students. So, you know, sometimes a student, we've been having these cases, they like tell you, maybe I've applied 3 weeks ago, and we are barely into the 4th week since the transfer began. So when you check, you'd find that it's actually not 3 weeks, but it's like 2 weeks ago. You know, because of that pressure, they feel they want to the process to end very fast. And sometimes, you know, because every stage is allowed 7 days to complete. So maybe once the student applied, maybe the receiving institution took 4 days to accept. So they accepted the student. And I had mentioned earlier that the receiving institution is the most important part of that transfer. Once it has received the student, the rest will just complete. So the releasing is also given 7 days, just in the event they face any technical issues here and there. In the 7 days, if the releasing institution does not release the student, COOPS takes over. So even if a student has not been released, just know that COOPS releases automatically, then complete the rest of the processes. So sometimes a student might find it also stuck at the COOPS review stage. So when they see it stuck there for a number of days, they think that COOPS is considering whether to accept or not, which is not the case. Once the receiving institution has accepted you, COOPS will not do anything to that transfer. It is just because maybe they've been queued and there are so many at that point, because imagine, they've now come from all the institutions that were receiving and releasing, and all of them are now there. So they're being reviewed just to check the receiving institution accepted, yes. The releasing, at most cases, is not an issue. So once they're reviewed one after another, they reach the transfer letter stage. At that stage also, the transfer letter is being processed. So again, as I had also mentioned earlier, you don't need to worry about the transfer. Just allow it to complete. Many students have gotten their transfer letters, and many others are yet to get.
Does it have a deadline?
The transfer will close, I think now it's 9 days to come. So even if somebody applies on the second last day, just make sure if you're applying on the second last or the last day, you've asked at least prior to applying, you have made a phone call to the institution just to tell them, I'm applying for education arts in your institution. Do you still have capacity? If they say yes, then submit your application on the second last or last day. Accepts you even after the deadline, the process will still move. And we are hoping later on in the event that there are any more capacities that students can still be allowed here and there, but for now they need to make sure they finish before the deadline.
All right, thank you. Let's hear that.
Good afternoon. Okay, I'm Harlon Danga from JKUAT. My question is, my question will go to the three officers, the COSIPs, HELB, and the what? And the county education officer. Okay, my question is, why is it the government has failed to put in place a proper establishment in terms of support for those who are doing diploma courses in university? For instance, you can find when it comes to health, they don't support students who are pursuing diploma course in a public university. That is for self-sponsored. Yeah. Then another one goes to the county education officer. Okay. Sijui nini inaendelea, because I feel like this county government, they're just sleeping on their duty. They don't empower comrades when it comes to education. So I don't know. Please, maybe you can tell us, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. Currently, we are not funding diploma certificate courses in universities. We used to in the previous years, like TUM. TUM was a TVET institution, so tulikuwa tunapea degree, certificate na diploma. But ikaenda, and then the government ikasema those doing diploma and certificate must be in TVET institutions zenye there is no degree course. So for universities, utaqualify kupata the funding kama unafanya degree. For TVET, that is level 6, level 5, and level 4, hizo ni za TVET institutions. So there is no funding for diploma certificate in universities.
Thank you. There's a question at the far back.
Good afternoon. My name is Lillian from Kenya Red Cross Society. My question is, does HELB also offer help to private institutions? And does a person qualify to, let's say for example, you have a pending loan now in school, you have to, a pending fee, I mean, at school you have to pay for it.
Okay, maybe you can specify the private institution.
Okay, it's a TVET called Vision Empowerment Training Institute. It's located in Nairobi. They have the main branch in Nairobi, Kitengela.
Apparently that college is not funded. Yeah.
All right. Maybe I want to ask, how do you select the institutions that are funded and the ones that are not?
Okay, for TVET, those which are funded ni zile ziko under the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So for TVET, your institution must be under the Ministry of Education. So kama haiko under the Ministry of Education, then there is no funding.
All right. We have a question here and a few there. I would not really want to lock anyone out, and one last one there, because that is the whole goal of this session. All right, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Osman Abdikarim. I'm a Form 4 graduate, and my question goes to Madam Margaret. I have applied help loan, and it went through. And you have said that the part that payment, it asks about the M-Pesa, if you applied it using your national ID, and if you have used your birth certificate, you have to create a junior. Used my national ID, but that part, it didn't come. So like the application went through, I got the email from the portal. So I'm asking, where's the problem with the portal? Because I have applied and the application went through. Everything went through, but that part of payment, like, it didn't come.
Have the application on your email, just take the admission category. It might be public, university, self-sponsored. If you are self-sponsored, then that part for payment details, utaiona, haitakuwa.
Yeah, it is a self-sponsored institution.
Private university.
Yeah.
So for private universities, you only qualify for loan only.
Yeah, it is loan only. So yes, that part of payment, it didn't ask about M-Pesa or the junior bank.
For those who qualify that tab payment details, ni wale wenye wako placed under COOPS. So watapata tuition fee and upkeep. If you are self-sponsored, you only get tuition fee. Alafu hapo kwa kuselect, hautapata part ya scholarship ama both loan and scholarship. Itapopulate to loan only. Like I've said during ile presentation, kama umejieka self-sponsored, the portal will automatically pick loan only. So hautapata option ya scholarship ama loan and scholarship.